Hello students, let us see the continuation of first chapter, Introduction to Microeconomics. Today we are going to learn some basic concepts in economics. These concepts help us to learn many economic theories. So let us learn one by one. The first one, goods and services. Both the goods and services satisfies human wants, but the goods and services differs from their unique features. So let us first see what are goods. Goods are anything that satisfies human wants, and goods also known as products, commodities and things. Here we can see the features of goods. The first one, goods are tangible. As the material things, goods are tangible. We can touch the goods, we can see the goods, we can feel the goods. So goods are tangible. And the second one, goods exist independently of their owners. And the third, goods have physical dimension, so goods can be preserved for future use. It can be stored. And the fourth one, goods are transferable. Goods can be transferred from one place to another place, from one person to another person. So goods are transferable. And the last one, goods have value in exchange. In trade or in transaction, the goods are exchanged from seller to buyer. The buyer gives money and receives the commodity. So the goods have value in exchange. These are the features of goods. Kinds of goods. The first one, free goods and economic goods. Free goods, economic goods. What are free goods? Free goods are freely available in nature abundantly. It's abundantly available in nature. For example, air, sunlight, these are the free goods. But economic goods are not available in plenty. They are limited in supply, and for utilizing these goods, man has to pay some cost. The next one, public goods and private goods. Public goods, these goods are available to everyone. Public goods available to everyone to consume. And these public goods have spillover benefit. Not only the particular person, the society can enjoy the benefits of these goods. And non-rival in consumption. There is no competition in the consumption. For example, for the public goods, defense and law enforcement. Private goods, these goods are consumed by single person or a single household. In private goods, there is no spillover benefit, and in the usage of private goods, there is competition. For example, for these private goods are food, drink and clothes. These are the example for the private goods. The next type, consumer goods and capital goods. Consumer goods. Consumer goods are directly satisfying the wants of the consumer. The consumer goods are finished goods. On the other hand, the capital goods are used to make the consumer goods. These goods not directly satisfying the wants of the consumer. For example, machineries. Machineries are consumer goods which are used in the production process to produce consumer goods. Perishable goods and durable goods. Perishable goods. Perishable goods are having very short lifespan. For example, vegetables, fruits, fish, milk. These are the commodities having very short lifespan. They will perishable in nature. On the other hand, durable goods are having longer lifespan than the perishable goods. For example, furnitures, machineries, electronic goods, these are durable goods. They are having longer lifespan. Moving to the next one, services. Both the goods and services satisfy the human wants, but goods are produced, service is performed. This is the difference. Goods are produced, service is not can be produced, it is performed. We can see the features of services. The first one, intangible. As not as the physical things, service cannot be seen or tangible. So services are intangible. Second feature is services are heterogeneous. It differs from person to person and place to place. So services are heterogeneous, not same. Feature of services are it cannot be separate from their makers. Services, it cannot be separate from the person who are rendering the service. For example, if a teacher is teaching, the teachings of the teacher cannot be separate from the teacher. So the services cannot be separate from their makers. The last one is perishable. Services are perishable in nature. They cannot be stored as goods. Here we can see the difference between goods and services. Goods are tangible, services intangible. Goods can be stored for a long time, services cannot be stored. And goods exist independently of the owner, service cannot be separate from their makers. So these are the difference between goods and services. To the next concept, utility. Generally, utility means usefulness, but in economics, utility refers to power of a commodity to satisfy human wants. Utility can be classified into so many types. The following are the different types of utility: form utility, place utility, time utility, service utility, and knowledge utility. And utility has some special characteristics. The following are the important characteristic features of utility. This is and 3 more question. Features of utility. The first one, utility is a psychological concept. Utility depends on the psychology of the consumer. And second, utility is not equivalent to usefulness. And third, utility is not as pleasure. For example, if a sick person taking medicine, definitely it will give utility, but it will not give pleasure. The fourth one, utility is personal and relative. An individual gets varied utility from the same goods on different situation. Fifth feature is utility is a function of intensity of human want. An individual consumer faces the tendency of diminishing utility. When he consumes more and more on the same goods, his utility will diminishes. And the fifth feature is utility is a subjective concept. It cannot be measured in terms of number. Already we learned utility is a psychological concept. So we cannot be measured in terms of numerical values. And the last feature is utility has no ethical or moral significance. For example, a cook uses knife for cutting vegetables, and a killer uses knife for killing his enemies. The next concept is price. Price is the value of a commodity expressed in terms of money, and price determines what commodity to be produced and in what quantity it is to be produced, and price is determined by the demand for and supply of the commodity. So, price plays an important role in the trade. That market. Generally, market refers to a place where the buyer and seller meet. But in economics, market refers to a system of exchange between buyer and seller, either directly or indirectly. And the next concept, cost. Cost refers to cost of production, and it is an expense incurred to produce a commodity. And the next concept is revenue. Revenue means an income received from the sale of goods and services. Total revenue refers to the total amount of money received from the sale of all the units of goods. Therefore, TR equal to P into Q. Here TR stands for total revenue and P is the price and Q is the total quantity of goods and services.